right now, we call this consumer debt, $15,185. That's average American debt. Average mortgage debt, $147,000. Average student loan debt, $31,509. What I didn't put in here on the average income of an American is about $45,000. Do the math real quick. You know what the interest on consumer debt is? Hovers around 22%.
Wow.
So if you're paying 22% on $15,000, you have a mortgage you're paying 4 to 6% on. You have student loans, and you make $45,000. Can you say that you're in a game that you just cannot win? Does that make sense? Yeah, if that makes sense, say yes.
Yes.
Why do we continue to play in a game that's unwinnable? This is why I get frustrated when they say, what do you do? And you say, oh, well, I'm in marketing. You don't want to say I'm a network marketer. And you ask them, well, what do you do? And they say some job, and somehow that's more reputable than what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And somehow, it frustrates me that that is the case. Because you continue to do a job for a boss you hate, hours you can't stand, away from your family, you're going to work at 40 years, the pension's going to be taken away, your 401k is going to crash, and somehow you're snickering at me because I say I'm in network marketing. There's a little soapbox in there. It starts to get a little personal for me. When we talk about residual incomes, there's really two major vehicles that take you to residual income, and I want to explore both of them very, very quickly. First is investments, and second is a business ownership opportunity, okay? Let's take a look at investments very quickly. Most investments are broken down into these: 401ks, stocks and bonds, rental properties or real estate, Roth IRAs, or certificates of deposit. Now there's other ones I know, but I'm going through the major ones. Most of those were invented, what, a mile and a half from here at the New York Stock Exchange, right? And if someone says they're an investor, all of a sudden you guys think they're reputable, right? But most investors make money off of other people's money. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to prove to you that investing is a volume game, and it segregates between those who have and those who don't. The haves and the have-nots. You heard that before? Yes. You all heard of the golden rule? Those who have the gold make the rules. Let me prove it to you. It takes money to make money when you're talking about investment. Investments is a volume game. Now, if you have money, it's a great business to be in. If you don't, it's very difficult to turn a profit, and it takes a very long time. There is no earning money quickly through investing. And if there is, it's a scheme, okay? So right here, 401k stocks, Roth IRA, they say it's the rule of 10%. If you can turn a 10% increase on your investment annually, they consider that a pure investment. Does that make sense to y'all? Okay, here's the averages right here. 5 years is 1.3%. 10 years, 2%. 20 years, 7.9%. 30 years, you get 10% return on a 30-year investment in the stock market. About 40 years, it drops to 9.8, and 50 years, it's 9.2. So you're thinking, all right, well, the stock market's not going to do. Now, if you have $1 million, $2, $3 million laying around, and you're going to get 10% return, that's good. If you can't scrap together $200 to start this business and you're going to invest $200 in this, I'm going to show you how long it takes to make some money doing that, okay? Now, some of y'all are saying, okay, but I'm going to do some other investments like real estate, bonds, certificates of deposit, or cash. Well, real estate is at 7%. If I took the last decade, that's a negative, by the way, just so y'all know. Okay? Stocks and bonds are 2 to 4%. A CD right now is currently at 3% for a good one. And I need you guys to know, if you just held on to your money, every year it's worth 8% less. There's something called inflation, right? That if you had $100 in the 18th century, right now it's worth a lot more money because of the inflation, right? So when you, excuse me, sitting backwards, when you hold money, it's worth less every year. So